Everyone has an opinion on so-called narrative games, the kind of games where you influence a character's choices and direction without taking full control. Think of games like Dear Esther, Shenmue, Heavy Rain, etc. Now, among these titles, one man's name has become somewhat synonymous with the genre. The mind behind games like Heavy Rain, the upcoming Detroit Become Human, and Beyond Two Souls, David Cage. However, today I'm going to be talking about a game I tried a demo of over a decade ago for the original Xbox, a game by the name of Fahrenheit, or if you're in the US, Indigo Prophecy. Okay, now is a good time to try out the tutorial. Oh look, there he is! Egomaniac.
I'd like you to meet my friend Bob. You'll be controlling him while you're learning.
Jesus Christ, that thing is bloody terrifying! He kinda looks like the stunt double for RoboCop.
What do you think of my friend Bob? Hey Bob, did you hear that?
We can interact with objects in the environment such as doors, use a Simon Says looking colour system to do action sequences, and walk around a bit. Plus Mr. Cage gives us some solid advice before we start.
A word of advice, think before you act.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Okay, I've had enough of that. So when we start the game we begin in a New York diner. A man wearing glasses is having a piss, and then when he's washing his hands, our main protagonist Lucas Kane stabs him in the chest a few times during some sort of ritual possession. Then he regains his senses and panics. Our first task is to hide the body and clean ourselves up. We get a fair amount of time before the policeman at the counter makes his way to the bathroom. I did okay, but forgot to pay my bill at the table. Then we leave the diner and begin the intertwined narrative that involves 3 major playable characters. During the next scene, we control Carla Valenti, a lieutenant in the NYPD, and Tyler Miles, her sergeant partner. All 3 of them have sanity meters which degrade and increase as we act, and as the world and its events unfold. If their meters get to the bottom, apparently they commit suicide, which is, bleak. But if we keep them topped up, they'll act better during their day-to-day. The cool thing is that in this instance, as Carla and Miles, we need to look around for leads on the murder that we just committed, playing as Lucas. There's a ton of perspective shifts and personalities at work between the 3, which contrast in a fun way. Plus, in every mission, we get to pick in which order we play as whom. The graphics obviously don't hold up to today's standards, but they're impressive for the time. The music's top-notch, with a heavy amount of Theory of a Deadman tunes, but overall it's a good compilation with a lot of variety. Now, considering that's all I can really talk about the mechanics of the game and how it works, the only thing left to talk about is the story, and I'm going to try my best to give you the condensed, brief version. You ready? Lucas tries to keep his shit together and meets up with his brother, who's a priest. He saves a young boy from drowning in a lake because somehow he now sees a bit into the future. The cop who knew Lucas was a murderer lets him go because of his good deed. Carla begins to crack the case and gets a mysterious email about someone called Kirsten. Miles is late for work, and his girlfriend is worried over his safety. Lucas tries to get to work and hallucinates seeing a bunch of fluorescent bugs destroy his workplace. Lucas's girlfriend collects her stuff from his apartment and he plays the guitar. Carla and Miles have a game of boxing. Miles does horribly. Lucas and his brother pay their respects to their dead parents, and then Lucas gets a flashback to when he was raised on an Air Force base and saves his friend from a fire. Except for Kurt. Miles follows a lead to a library and meets an incredibly racist man pretending to be Chinese. Lucas speaks with a paranormal woman called Agatha. She tells him he's in a lot of trouble. Carla, following the Kirstein trail, tracks a guy down at a shooting range, whilst Miles plays basketball to win a bet. Lucas's apartment then tries to kill him in a quasi-real dream. And it takes forever! And then David Cage makes us perv on Carla while she's naked in the shower.
That's cool.
Then Carla's friend Tommy comes over with some tarot cards, showing bad luck.
It's okay, Tommy. Let's see what horrors my destiny holds for me.
For fuck's sake, Tommy! Miles then begins interrogating Lucas at work and he tries to not freak out. Carla cracks the case. Miles spends some time with his girlfriend and Lucas finds Agatha dead in her apartment. Carla and Miles try to arrest Lucas and he does a matrix. here's where it gets a bit strange.
Lucas wakes up in a church and speaks to Ekefa's ghost, and then he gets attacked by angels. Someone else gets murdered, Carla interviews a psycho in a mental asylum, and gets locked in the dark.
Oh no! I hear one coming. He's getting so close. Freeze, Carla. Don't move. Hold your breath. He's right there. Barney! Barney! Open up!
Thank God you made it out. I don't know what the hell could have happened. The auto lock system opened all of the cell doors.
Lucas finds out his new powers and the ritual originate from the mines, and that the expert who tells him this gets killed. He meets the Oracle, who's been waiting for a prophetic child to appear for his Orange clan to take over the world. Then Lucas gets chased by a panther. In the Amazon rainforest! Then Lucas gets to a hotel as Carla and Miles almost catch him in his room, but accidentally bust in on a couple doing the nasty.
Nobody move!
That's cool.
Then Lucas saves his incredibly annoying girlfriend from a carnival death trap,
Lucas! Lucas, help me! Lucas!
only to still get her killed and die himself. We get another flashback of Lucas as a kid, where he finds something in the airfield base. Then Carla meets Lucas in a graveyard and they become friends? Plus he's still dead now. Yep. Oh, and the world's freezing over.
Still with me? Good.
Miles then leaves New York to be with his girlfriend outside of the Force. Lucas then finds the Indigo child who knows the meaning of life? I guess? Then Lucas and the Oracle do a Matrix fight. Then as Lucas escapes, the ghost of Agatha is revealed to be an AI? Who's part of the Purple Clan, who are a group of AIs that live on the web who want to enslave humanity. Apparently. Then a guy known as Rasta Tramp. No, seriously. That's his name in the credits. Leads us to the underground base of the Invisibles who protect humanity. They tell us that the Indigo child needs to go to the Air Force Base to tell Lucas the meaning of life, which would save the world, I guess? Oh, and Carla and Lucas bang. What? They've known each other for like 3 weeks, yes, but I mean, why? He's frickin' dead!
Frozen. Your lips are like ice.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sail.
Then at the Air Force Base, Lucas fights the Oracle and the AI and beats both of them with a Kamehameha. And the Indigo child dies and tells Lucas the meaning of life, and then he just kind of sits on it. For 3 months. That's it. Right. Now, although the story's a bit weird, it's pretty good. Plus, we also get some special features such as artwork, music, and special cutscenes. Some are behind-the-scenes stuff, and are pretty cool to see. And some are bonkers.
So there we have Fahrenheit, the original Xbox. Now I must admit I really enjoyed this game, and that's considering I've played other games by Quantic Dreams and found they were a bit bland or sometimes kinda silly. But this game actually I thought was really well done. There were a lot of blockbuster moments in the story and cutscenes which I really enjoyed. Even if the writing here and there is a bit MacGuffin-y with plot holes everywhere and a lot of wacky stuff going on that just shows that a lot of it had to be put in just to make the story kind of move on and get to the point. And considering the Simon Says type of gameplay is the majority, it can get quite grating when it does cutscenes and action scenes and talking. However, it is a really cool game that came out in 2003 and actually was updated in 2015, which I didn't play, but I'm assuming is pretty good as well. Now, of all that said and done, guys, I'm going to shut off my gear and such, but thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.